To Gibbs' side of the field and give Hopkins really good starting field position. They're going to mark him out at about the 38-yard line. So Hopkins will have a good starting field position to try and tie this game up.
38-yard line.
First down and 10 for Hopkins. On their first offensive drive, do a straight handoff. He'll try and run along the left-hand side of the line. He's going to find a lot of room. He's going to get pushed out right at around the 25. So they're going to put it right at the 25. So it'll be first down. It was a gain of about 15 or so.
First down. Ball placed at the 25-yard line.
Quarterback's just going to keep it and run straight up the middle. And again, a nice gain for Hopkins. As he gained about 8, it looks like. Maybe 7. Looks like the ball's now at the 18. So it'll be second down at about 3.
Down at the 18-yard line. Second down.
Another run. And he's still not quite down, still fighting. It'll be a fresh set of downs. We got inside the 10. It looks like they're going to put it up to 7, maybe the 8. Maybe first and goal.
Ball plays at the 7-yard line.
Another quick snap, another quick run up the middle, trying to find room, weave around the defense. And similar to Gibbs' touchdown, he's just going to push the pile over the goal line and score a touchdown. So Hopkins will go for 2 and try and tie the game up. Quarterback's just going to keep and try and run along the side, and he's going to get into the end zone and tie the game at 8. So we're down to 2:08 left in the first quarter, and now it's tied 8-8.
With 2:08 left to play the first quarter.
Corralled inside the 20, between the 20 and 25, and a nice run, a full head of steam. He's going to go straight up the middle, and he's one man to beat. I'm not sure he's going to get caught, and he won't. It'll be a kickoff return for a touchdown for Gibbs. So the tie did not last long. Gibbs is able to score on special teams. Now Gibbs will go for 2 for the special teams touchdown. Be a straight run along the left-hand side, and look, they stopped him short of getting in, so it's an unsuccessful 2-point conversion. So the score will stay 14-8. Down to under 2 minutes in the quarter, down to 1:55. Gibbs retaking the lead. As I said. Kickoff will be picked up right around the 35-yard line. Turner will try it on the right-hand side. Find a little bit of room, and looks like he's going to get right to around midfield before he's finally brought down. Looks like they're going to put him right at the 49 on Gibbs' side of the field. So that's where Hopkins will start this next possession. Now found themselves down by 6. The clock is running down to 1:35 and counting in this first quarter. The quarterback again is going to just run straight up the middle. Gain a few yards. Looks like he's going to gain about 3, maybe 4. Looks closer to 3. I'm going to say it's second down and 7. Right around the 46, 47-yard line.
Number 1 on the carry, Stephen Weber. On the top, pick 3. It's a second down. Close place at the 47-yard line.
Now down to under a minute in this first quarter. Hopkins will probably get a few more plays off before they have to switch sides of the field. Of course, if they're around the field, they won't have to go very far. Looks like they're going to have a pass for the first time tonight, but the receiver was not quite ready to look for the pass. It wasn't turned around when it was thrown, so it falls incomplete. Stops the clock at 39 seconds. That'll make it third down at about 7. Going to be a pitch to a runner, and he's going to find room along the left-hand side, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to catch him. And it'll be a touchdown for Hopkins, and that will tie the game at 14. So the game is now tied, and Hopkins will go for 2 to try and take the lead for the first time tonight. And going to be a straight run up the middle, and he's trying to push the pile to the goal line, but doesn't look like he's going to quite make it. Similar to Gibbs, he's going to be just about a yard short of the end zone, so no an unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt, and the game will stay tied at 14. With only 24.9 seconds in what has been a very eventful first quarter. Kickoff is picked up inside the 20. Again, the runner is trying to find a lane and has a nice return, but this time they're able to stop him before he crosses the 50. Got near midfield. It looks like they're going to put it right around the 47.
Down at the 47-yard line.
I guess right. 47-yard line it is. So the first down for Gibbes. They'll probably get like one play off. Actually, the clock is running down under 10 seconds, so we may just let it run out into first quarter. And that is indeed the case. So now it'll be the end of the first quarter, tied 14-14.
And that's the end of the first quarter. On time at 14.
Switch directions and sides of the field. Again, near the 50, so they didn't have to go very far. Gibbes will have the ball on their second offensive possession of the game, as the second touchdown they scored was on special teams on a kickoff. The ball is right at the 47. Game tied 14-14. The scoreboard on the app is correct. Quarterback fakes a handoff to a running back and instead keeps it and will run around the right-hand side of the line. And still pushing the pile. Looks like he pushed it beyond the first down marker.
Number one on the carry.
Actually, it looks like the refs are going to say he was pushed out of bounds before he got to the first down marker. I think we're still trying to untangle the lines and the bodies over there on the sideline. Okay, they are going to say he was short. Short by about a yard, so at the end of about 9.
It's 2nd and 1.
Another handoff, again along the right-hand side. He's going to find a lot of room over there again. Another nice gain. He's going to be pushed out before he gets to the 20. He's going to be about the 22, it looks like.
Number 7 on the carry. On the top, number 5, Jordan Thompson.
Looks like it is the 22.
Ball plays at the 22-yard line.
Gibbes found a lot of success running the ball so far tonight. I don't think they've thrown a pass all night. Of course, they haven't needed to. Again, some juggling of handoffs in the backfield, and this time Hopkins is going to be able to get to him and tackle him for a loss. Hopkins has done a pretty good job of getting penetration, but this time they were able to complete the tackle. And he's going to be tackled. I think they're going to place the ball at about the 27, 28. So it looks like a loss of about 4, maybe 5. Actually, it's looking more like a loss of about 6, so 1 second and about 16. They'll try and run on the right-hand side this time. Again, that's the side they've had a lot of room so far tonight. And he's going to get the lost yardage back and a bit more. Nice gain on the play. Looks like he's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down, so a gain of about 12. Give or take. He was finally pushed out right before the 15, so right about the 16-yard line.
Out at the 16-yard line. 3rd down.
Commentary said it'd be third down. I'm going to call it third down at about 4.
Timeout.
And timeout has been called for this third down play. Timeout stopped the clock with 5:45 left until halftime. Gibbs will have a third down at about 4 at Hopkins' 16-yard line. They'll hang off along the left-hand side this time, and he's going to be able to get a first down and tackled right around the 10.
Number 50 on the carry. Got it, 10-yard line.
So it will be first down and goal for Gibbs.
First to go.
Actually, 5 minutes and 15 seconds and counting left until halftime. Gibbs trying to retake the lead. And they're going to try and run along the right-hand side. And he's tackled once he gets to about the 5. So it's a gain of about 5. So the second down and goal from the 5.
Second down. Put the 5-yard line.
Another run up the middle, and again, he's going to have a gain of about 3. They're going to say he got to the 2. So now it'll be third down and goal from about the 2.
Third to go. 1-yard line.
Oh, he's saying the 1. I thought they spotted him at the 2. But now a flag has been thrown.
What is now?
This on Gibbs can make a big difference. Ball's currently at the 1 or the 2, depending on who you believe. If against Hopkins, they can't move the ball much closer to the goal line, but if it's against Gibbs, it can back them up, make a big difference. Okay, the flag is waved, no foul. So no flag, it was called, there was a timeout called. Since the flag was waved off, it'll still be third down and goal for Gibbs from about the 1 or the 2. Game's still tied at 14. With a little less than 4 minutes left until halftime. Going to try and run it straight up the middle, and Gibbs is easily able to get into the end zone for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Hopkins. Touchdown, Gibbs. Gibbs. Number 50 on the TD run.
Gibbs retakes the lead and will now try and go for 2 to make it an 8-point lead instead of a 6. Both Hopkins and Gibbs have both had one successful and one unsuccessful 2-point conversion so far. He's going to try and run along the left and stacked up right at the goal line, been able to push the pile forward and get into the end zone. So 2-point conversion is successful. So now it is 22 points for Gibbs and 14 for Hopkins.
Gibbs, 22, Hopkins, 14.
Once Hopkins gets the ball back, they'll have a little over 3.5 minutes to work with. Short kickoff will be picked up inside the 40 and run back for a short return at about the 45. So they're going to put it right at the 45. So Hopkins will have 3:42 left to work with until halftime for this offensive possession to try and hopefully get a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie the game. And a flag has been thrown for the snap. Looks like it's a legal substitution on Gibbs.
Dead ball. Legal substitution for defense.
So that will push Hopkins forward to about midfield. And first down at 5.
Ball plays at the 50-yard line.
On 3:15 and counting. Going to hand it off to a running back, and he's met immediately. As soon as he gets the ball in the backfield, he's going to lose about a yard. And now back at the 49 of Hopkins, so a loss of 1. It'll be second down at about 6. The clock is still running, now under 3 minutes. Down to 2:50 and counting. Again, they're going to hand it off. This time he's going to be able to break a few tackles and get a few more yards. Goes out of bounds to stop the clock at 2:32. Just got over midfield. Now on the other 49-yard line, excuse me. Only about 2 on the play. So it may be third down about 4. But he did go out of bounds, so the clock has stopped. Quarterback is going to direct snap run. They're trying to run along the left-hand side. They lose a few tacklers, but doesn't get much further beyond the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give him a gain of 1. Now he's hit the ball's placed at the 48-yard line, so a gain of only about 1. So it's fourth down now. Fourth down at about 3. Fourth down at about 3 with 2 minutes, close to 2 minutes and counting to go. So big play for Hopkins. If they can keep this drive going, they can try and tie it up before halftime. But if they do not convert this, Gibbs will have a lot of time. Not a lot of time. They'll have plenty of time to do something and fairly good field position. The ball right around his line. And there's definitely movement for that snap as a Gibbs player got into the backfield. I'm not sure if he was drawn off. No, they're going to say it was on Gibbs. So that should give them Hopkins a free first down. And it will give Hopkins a free first down. So they catch a break there.
First down.
So they maintain possession. Now down to 136.
First and 10 from the 23-yard line.
A fresh set of downs for Hopkins. Again, it's direct snap run up the middle. A little more success this time. He's able to squeak out the back of the pile, and he's still going. So a nice, powerful run there. He's able to get close to 12, 13 yards as he gets down to about the 30 of Gibbs. And he runs out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:23. So the offsides penalty by Gibbs has given Hopkins some new life here. The ball wasn't being placed at the 30. A little bit of a high snap, but able to be contained in another direct run, this time along the right-hand side. And he's going to keep going around the side, and it looks like he's going to score a touchdown. That is indeed the case.
Number 5 on the carry, Jordan Thompson.
So another offensive score in what's been heavy offensive first half. So it's now 22-20.
At the 7-yard line.
Oh, I guess he didn't score a touchdown. My apologies. I thought he'd gotten in. I guess their refs were saying he stepped out of bounds before he couldn't quite tiptoe the sideline. But this time they're going to go on the left-hand side, and there's plenty of room over there. This time it will be a touchdown. I apologize.
Touchdown.
This time the signal went in the air, so it is a touchdown this time. So now, what I said a few minutes ago is actually true. It is now 22-20. Hopkins a 2-point conversion away from tying the game up. There was a bit of a high snap there, which probably threw the timing of that play off.
PAT is no good.
As the ball handler was way in the backfield.
1-on-1 left to play the first half. Score is Gibbs, 22.
Threw the timing of that off. An unsuccessful 2-point conversion, so Hopkins is still down by 2. Set to kick off to Gibbs again. There's still 1:01 left on the clock, so Gibbs does have some time to work with, try and extend their lead. Off of the returner's chest, and Hopkins jumped on it. So they'll get another possession here on Gibbs' side of the field. At least that's what it looked like. I'm not sure if they made an official signal yet. The officials are talking. I'm not sure.
39-yard line.
Oh, it's a clock issue. Trying to reset the clock to 58 seconds, I heard. So, maybe they're going to get a timeout while we fix the clock. So I think Hopkins does indeed have the ball. They placed it right at Gibbs' 39-yard line. So So they have 39 yards to go. So Hopkins is going to get another chance to potentially take the lead this time if they can navigate the next 59 seconds. I believe the ref said 58, so I believe that's what they're trying to put on the clock. I'm not sure how many timeouts Hopkins has to work with to stop the clock either. They never told us that. The game clock says 48. I thought I heard them say 58, but I could have heard wrong. 48 is what's on the scoreboard right now. I think they're still trying to figure the clock out. Now the crowd is trying to help. Relay to the clock manager. But there should be 58 seconds. Still don't have the clock quite right. There we go. Now it says 58. That's why you hear this applause. So now I think we got the clock situated. It is at 58 seconds. Hopkins will have the ball back. It gives 39. Another high snap. They're going to do some double handoff there. And oh, it almost fell apart. Flag in the backfield. He was able to elude the tackler. But after all the shifting movement, he falls down right as he crosses the line of scrimmage. The clock's continuing to run. Only ended up gaining, if he gained anything, only gained about a yard.
Number 1 ball carrier.
I think they're going to say that he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage or even lost a yard. So play didn't work out very well. The clock continues to run. Again, I'm not sure what the timeout situation is. If they have any, they're not calling it right now. Don't seem to be any hurry to snap either. Quarterback's going to try and throw it downfield this time. And it was intercepted. Intercepted by Gibbes. Looks like the receiver and the defender were jumping or fighting for it for a bit, and a flag has been thrown as well.
Flag is down to the 40-yard line.
The flag was thrown late, so I think it was after the interception, so I think that's going to count either way. As it stands, it's an interception, and it was returned to about the 45 of Hopkins side of the field. We'll see what the flag says. The clock right now reads 17 seconds, so if the interception does stand, Gibbes doesn't have a ton of time to work with. Still waiting for a signal. It was against Gibbes. He pointed in Gibbes' direction. I'm not sure if it was before or after the interception, so I'm not sure if it's going to count or not. They're placing it at the 30-yard line for Gibbes.
First and 10 Gibbes.
So the interception will count. I thought it was thrown after the interception. So Hopkins does not take advantage of the gift of the turnover to try and take the lead at halftime. Instead, throwing the interception. Now Gibbes has the ball back. And it's 17.4 seconds. 70 yards to cover. And now another flag has been thrown.
Flag for snap.
And it's delay a game penalty against Gibbes. So now it's going to back him up even more to their own 25-yard line.
Ball's placed back at the 25-yard line. First and 15.
And they're just going to try and run up the middle, and he's going to be tackled way in the backfield. I think another flag was thrown as well. As it stands, it was a tackle for loss. He was tackled. I think they're putting him as forward progress up to 21, but again, I think I saw something on the field. It looked like a flag, maybe it was a Chewy. Actually, looking at it further, I think it was a Chewy, so no flag on the play. At least I don't think there was.
Penalty decline.
Okay, there was a penalty. Couldn't tell if it was a flag or a Chewy. It was a flag. Penalties declined, as you heard. So the tackle for loss will count. And there's 8.5 seconds left on the clock, and it's now rolling. So if anything, Gibbs will get one more play off. It doesn't look like they're in a hurry. It might just let the clock run out. And they will. So that's the end of the first half.
First half. Score Gibbs 22, Hopkins 20.
What you just said. Very offensive first half. The halftimes are usually about 10 minutes long, so we hope you stay with us and come back for the second half of a very tight, close championship game. See you soon. I think we're getting ready to start the second half. Hopkins should be receiving the second half kickoff and the ball first. Down by 2, as the scoreboard says on the app, after unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt. Very offensive first half. Let's see what the second half holds. Switching sides of the field, I think there was confusion about which way the teams were going. So now we're getting everyone in the right place. That story's still the same. Score 22 Gibbs, 20 Hopkins. Hopkins will get the ball to start the second half. Short kickoff. It bounces off the knee of Hopkins, and now there's a scramble for it. I don't know what direction. He went down to as a short kickoff. The returner went down to his knees to get it, and it kind of bounced in front of him and bounced off of his knee. And then it was a free-for-all. I think the indication is Hopkins did maintain possession. So I guess the Hopkins player at the bottom of the pile came up with the ball. So Hopkins avoids disaster and will have the ball for the first possession of the second half at the 45-yard line.
We'll take the 45-yard line.
As I just said. It's an exciting start to the first half. They hand it off and run on the left-hand side. And again, like the first half, it's a very quick offensive start. And he ran into the end zone. I'm not sure if he stepped out or not. And I see an indication of a touchdown. So very exciting start to the second half. A funky scramble on the kickoff to even maintain possession. And then one play later, Hopkins runs it into the end zone to take the lead. I don't think he might miss something in this game. Hopkins now leads by 4 and will attempt to go for 2 to make it 6 points. Hopkins has been unsuccessful on their last 2 attempts at 2-point conversion. See what they can come up with here. Going to try and throw for it this time. And it was thrown too far and it lands out at the back of the end zone. So another unsuccessful 2-point conversion. So the score will remain Gibbs 22. Hopkins now leads with a score of 26. So they lead by 4 with only 20 seconds going off the clock in this third quarter.
7 points left to play in the third quarter. 26, Gibbs 22.
Again, a very exciting 20 seconds in the third quarter. kickoff. It pushes him back all the way to the 15-yard line thereabouts. And he's wrapped up, and so he fumbled the ball as he was going down, and Hopkins is going to get the ball back. So again, a lot of excitement on the kickoff so far. I think I saw the indication that as he was being, Gibbs' returner was being pulled down, he fumbled the ball. Hopkins jumped on it. I've been wrong tonight, so let's see if that is indeed what happened. If that is the case, then Hopkins will have very good field position, now leading by 4, with the ball being at about the 25. That is indeed the case. So it'll be first down and 10 for Hopkins after the fumble, and the quarterback just kind of running for his life as he was met immediately with pressure. He's going to try and push. There's a lot of effort just to try and get back to the line of scrimmage. Got close, but wasn't quite able to do it. It'll end up being a loss of about 2 on the play. Ball pushed back to about the 27.
Lost 2 yards.
So it'll be second down about 12. Has been Mr. Announcer now just confirmed what I just said. Again, similar play, so we're going to try and run along the left-hand side. Evades one tackle. He's going to keep pushing forward and finally gets shoved out of bounds after a gain of about 10 or so. Because I think he's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. Are they going to put it at about the 17, maybe the 18? Okay, the 18. So it'll be third down at about 2 or 3. And a straight up run up the middle, and again met immediately. Gained about maybe 1. It was a gain, it wasn't much of one. So it's going to be fourth down and about 3. So Hopkins, it's a fourth down conversion to try and keep this possession alive after the special teams was able to get a turnover. Hopkins will try to extend the lead, currently leading by 4. Hopkins will huddle to try and discuss this fourth down play. Well, interestingly enough, I thought it was fourth down, but the line marker says third down. So now I'm slightly confused.
Flag on play is false start against the offense.
Okay, thanks for the explanation. I was very confused. Okay, so it is third down.
Still third down.
That third down play did not count. So now it'll be third down at about 7. And now there's another flag on the play. But it looks like it's against Gibbs. So basically they'll just nullify that false start penalty that just happened a play ago. So again, we're back to where we were. But it will be third down instead of fourth down, which is good news for Hopkins. After all the back and forth penalties, and especially one I didn't even know about, it'll be third down about 2, and another flag goes off. Now we have 3 in a row. Now we'll see which direction this one's going to go. It's a legal substitution on Gibbs. So that's the second time, if my math is right, that should give him a free first down. And that'll be the second time tonight that Gibbs has handed Hopkins a free first down via a penalty, making Hopkins' lives a little easier. So first down via the penalty after a fun sequence of penalty plays. It'll be first down and 10 for Hopkins. The ball's placed just inside the 15, I think right at the 14 or 13. So it's not quite first and goal. There's some late substitutions for Hopkins. He's going to try and run up the middle and get met as he reaches the 10-yard line. So gain of about 4. So it'll be second down to about 6, I believe. Yes, so the ball was indeed placed at the 10. If nothing else, Hopkins is maintaining possession in order to take time off the clock. We've now reached the 4:03 and counting mark of this third quarter. So Hopkins has taken half the time off the clock, and Gibbes has not seen the ball on offense yet in the second half. He's going to try and run along the right-hand side, and there's some room over there and get around one more defender. And he's tackled around the 2, but he's able to stumble forward into the end zone. That'll make the score 32-22. And the timeout's going to be called before this 2-point conversion play. I believe they're going to discuss their 2-point plays because the last few have not been successful. Hopkins has had time to talk about the 2-point play. Let's see if this one can actually convert. He's going to try and run along the left-hand side, trying to beat around the edge, and he's going to be close. And they're going to say he just snuck in to the corner. It was close. He was wrestling with a defender right around the 1-yard line to try and push over. But I saw the hands go in the air, so at least I thought the hands went in the air. So it was a successful 2-point conversion attempt. So the score is now Hopkins 34 and Gibbes 32. So Hopkins now leads by 12. So second half can start much better in Hopkins' world. The clock is now at 3:45. They've had 2 possessions thanks to a special teams turnover. As soon as he caught the kickoff, there was a whistle. Maybe they're saying he called for a fair catch? I think that might be the case, because as soon as he caught it, they whistled it dead. I didn't see a wave in the air, but I think they're saying he called for a fair catch. So, no return. And another nice kick for the Hopkins kicker. Well, they're going to place the ball, it looks like, at about the 22-yard line. Not quite sure what went on there, but I'm going to assume they called for a fair catch, at least in the referee's opinion.
First and 10 from the 22-yard line.
Okay, now it's confirmed it's the 22. It'll be first time 10 for Gibbes. Now find themselves down by 12. So it's now a 2-possession game for the first time tonight. Down to 3:10 and counting. And Hopkins has eaten up a big chunk of this quarter. A run along up the middle. A nice moderate gain. Gain of about, looks like he gained about 6. As he gets down to about the 27-yard line. It'll be second down at about 4 or 5.
Second down to the 28-yard line.
I guess it'd be the 28. My apologies. There was some movement before that snap. Looked like somebody at the end of the offensive line jumped.
Dead ball. False start against the offense.
And it was indeed a false start, as the man in the sky said. I'll push them back close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to turn into a second down at about 9. Back at about the 26-yard line. Oh, the 24-yard, excuse me. Losing track of where we are on the field. They're going to try a couple of different handoffs in the backfield. Flag flies, and it then turns out not being much of a gain at the end. As it stands right now, it's a gain of about 2 maybe, right at around the 25-yard line, but there was a flag thrown pretty early on in the play. So I'm thinking there was either some sort of illegal procedure, penalty, or legal formation, or maybe a hold. Still waiting for a signal. Sorry, from the stand. And it's a legal shift against Gibbs, so it was some sort of a legal procedure penalty. Judging by when the flag is thrown, that's what I thought it would be. So that will back Gibbs up. Looks like they're going to put the ball at around the 17-yard line now. So it'll be second down and about 14, maybe 15, give or take. I think it was second down and 9, so now it'll be second down at 15, or 14 doing the math. Now they will wind the clock, and we're down to 2 minutes now.
18-yard line.
Going to try and throw, it looks like, for the first time tonight, but now he's being chased by defenders in the backfield, and he'll finally be shoved out at about the 17.
Out about at the 15-yard line.
Okay, so they're going to see him shoved out at the 15. Body cost him 15. They're going to put him right out of the 15. So it's going to end up being a loss of a few more yards. I'm going to say a loss of about 2 or 3. So now it's third down and probably about 16, 17. Another flag is thrown, and again the runner is kind of running for his life. Apologize. He's going to be put back in tackled in the end zone. If I'm correct, that would be a safety.
He's safe on the play. Flag is down.
But a flag was thrown.
The 15-yard line.
Sorry for that camera work there, but he was again the early penetration by Hopkins and running backwards, ran too far back, was tackled in the end zone. Right now it's a safety.
Penalties against the offense. Penalties decline. So play safety. Hopkins.
And we just heard the commentators state that the penalty was against the offense, so they will decline the penalty and accept the safety. So the score is now 36-12. Hopkins now leads by 14. And on top of that, they should get the ball back. We're down to 1:29 left in the third quarter. Third quarter that has been dominated by Hopkins. At like the 20-yard line. There must have been some sort of penalty that pushed the kickoff backwards. I never saw a flag or penalty, but there must have been one on Gibbs because The ball in the tee is placed right at the 20-yard line, which is way farther back than it normally is. There must have been some sort of unsportsmanlike penalty on Gibbes, I'm going to guess, after the safety, excuse me. Ball bounces and is picked up before midfield, and he's going to try and find a lane along the left-hand sideline and track down from behind. But Hopkins will have very good field position as they're inside the 30, actually inside the 25. It's going to be close to the 20. I think they're going to put it right at the 21-yard line. So Hopkins, with a 14-point lead, has a very good field position to try and extend it. Okay, I guess he's at the 24-yard line. Kind of a high snap, but able to be corralled and a straight handoff to a running back up the middle for a short gain. I think we gained about 1, maybe 2. Got down to about the 23. I think it's going to end up being a gain of 1 on the play. Okay, second down and 9. We're down to under a minute in the third quarter with a running clock. Again, another handoff, this time along the right-hand side. This play is going to go for a few more yards. It's going to get down to about the 19. So a gain of about 4. So it'll be third down at about 5.
Too much carry. Still third down.
Looks like they're going to let the third quarter run out, and they are. The third quarter that was dominated by Hopkins. As at the end of the third quarter, the score is Gibbes 22 and Hopkins 36. As we switch sides of the field, there's 1 quarter left, and Hopkins has the ball, already up by 14. Start the fourth quarter is going to be a run along the left-hand side. Pushes off 1 defender, but there's too many to avoid completely.
No one the ball carrier. Keep it running.
So it's going to end up being about no gain. So it'll be fourth down at about 4.
Fourth down. Ball placed at 18-yard line.
Oops. Sorry. I'm going to move cord down and I'm off the picture. So 4th down. Looks like they're going to try and throw it, but now with heavy pressure, he's just going to take off and run and try and get what he can. And it works out for their benefit. As that was kind of an improv play by the quarterback. Instead of, couldn't find anyone to throw to, and just took off running, and instead of not just getting the first down, gets the touchdown. Hopkins leads by 20, and will try and make it 22 with a 2-point conversion attempt. They're successful in their last one, but this has been a bit of a sore spot in the Hopkins game tonight. I've lost count of what their percentage is, but if I can remember correctly, they're about 3 for 5. Don't hold me to that, though. A little drop on the snap. Now he's going to try and throw it, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked off.
TNT is no good.
It ends up being no good, but I do think I do see another flag in the end zone. Thought I did see a flag thrown. I'm not sure if that's going to affect the. I'm not sure if that's going to give them a redo or not. They're not looking like it. I guess the foul was on the offense, and it turns out being an unsuccessful 2-point conversion. So the score will stay Gibbes 22, Hopkins 42. Another long kickoff is kind of mucked back there by the returner. Now there's another fumble. Sorry, the ball is bouncing around so much y'all couldn't see it. I believe they're saying that the returner was down before he lost the ball. It kind of bounced to him and he had a little trouble handling it. And by the time he got the ball, the Hopkins player was there in his face to tackle him. The ball did come out, but they're going to say he was down, but it puts Gibbes way far back. I think they're going to put it at the 11-yard line. So Gibbes, now down by 20, is deep in their own territory. With about 6:06 to go in this 4th quarter. On 1st down, they'll try and run along the left-hand side of the line. They had a lot of running success early in this game, but they've been kind of stymied in the second half. And that one is, I believe, a short gain of maybe about 1 or 2, roughly. I think it only turned out to be a gain of 1. So I'm going to call it 2nd and 9.
2nd down.
Another run, this time up the middle. This one a bit more successful. It's going to gain about 4, maybe 5. Right around the 20. Actually, I think we're going to say his forward progress was stopped at about the 18.
Down at the 18-yard line.
As I just said.
3rd down.
So the 3rd down and about 3 or 4, I'm going to say. Getting close to 4.5 minutes, and the clock is running. So Gibbes is going to try and make a comeback here. They got to do it in a hurry. Running themselves down by 3 possessions. Another run, and they're trying to bounce around the outside to avoid the defense, and he's pushed out of bounds. At about the 30-yard line, maybe a bit before. He is going to get a 1st down. is enough for a new set of downs. That stops the clock at exactly 4:07. And Gibbes will keep the drive alive. Down to 30.
First down, Gibbes.
Another pre-snap penalty become a theme here lately.
Dead ball.
And then we'll call it against Hopkins. So that will move Gibbes up by 5 yards. They'll take the ball to the 35. First down and 5.
First and 5. 35-yard line.
It'll be a straight handoff, and the runner is met immediately.
Number 1 on the carry.
He gained about 2, looks like. Oh, sorry. That's right. It was only first and 5 after the penalty, so he actually ends up losing 2 yards. This ball carrier is met immediately in the backfield. Ball back now at about the 33. Maybe second down and about 6 or 7. Under 3.5 minutes to go. Looking to throw this time, and it is a throw in the backfield, and we had a little trouble holding on to it, and I'm not sure he ever caught the ball. We haven't whistled it dead yet because it did kind of look like a backwards pass. And Hopkins player didn't hear a whistle, so they kept playing, and the tackle was made, and then a flag was thrown immediately afterwards. I think they are going to say that the tackler tackled him a bit too aggressively there. So after a good defensive stand, Hopkins will give them a free first down on the penalty. That was kind of a strange play there. I think Gibbes stopped playing on that play because they thought it was an incomplete pass. But there was no whistle thrown, so I think the refs were treating that as a backwards pass fumble. So regardless, it's a personal foul against Hopkins. And that will put the ball first and 10 for Gibbes at the 42, it looks like. So Gibbes gets a freebie this time after giving Hopkins a few earlier in the game.
Ball at the 43-yard line.
Now another whistle. I think this one's a timeout, though.
Timeout. Gibbes.
It stops the clock at exactly 2:40. Coming to the end of this game.
If I could have your attention, please. If there is a school representative from Southeast Middle School, please report to the sideline at this time. Southeast Middle School representative. Thank you.
After the timeout, the first down and 10 for Gibbes at the 43-yard line, according to the announcer. 2:40 to go in the game. Gibbes finds himself down by 20. So it is 3 possessions. They got to score in a hurry if they have a chance. Looking back to throw, it looks like, but again, with heavy pressure in the backfield, they eventually just kind of has to run out of bounds and pushed out around the 30. Actually, they're going to say he didn't quite make it to the 30. He made it to about the 38. So it ends up being a loss of about 4. Hopkins lately has been able to find some early pressure, especially in the second half. Looking to throw again, and again, the quarterback just has to scramble and get what he can. Tackled inbounds this time, can't get away, right it around the 35-yard line. Be a loss of even more yardage. It's now third down. It's probably close to about third down and 17 or so. It's third down and long, I can tell you that. Actually, I think it's close to 18. Clock is still running. We've just hit 2 minutes and counting. Straight handoff this time, and again, heavy pressure in the backfield, and it's going to be loss of even more yards. But a flag is thrown at the end of the play. Hopkins might have given Gibbs another freebie. It was thrown way behind the play in Hopkins' backfield. So I have a feeling it's going to be on Hopkins. Refs are discussing it.
First foul, defense.
And there's the explanation. That's what it looked like. So again, 2 times on this drive, Hopkins has been able to make good plays, but wasn't quite able to do it cleanly. So again, Gibbs gets new life for the first set of downs via the penalty by Hopkins. Hopkins losing a bit of their composure here in the end. Down to 1 minute of 10 and counting. So coming to the end of the game. Going to give up the ball off and run along the right-hand side for a nice gain on the play. I think he's going to get a first down, a gain of about 12, maybe 11. But it's going to be a new set of downs. But we are down to under a minute.
Number 1 on the carry.
Tough ball, 51 seconds. So it looks like Hopkins is going to come out of here with a win and be the champions. Unless a miracle happens in the next 51 seconds.
Ball's at the 47-yard line.
Timeout has been called. I believe by Hopkins. There was a bit of confusion on the personnel. You might want to calm them down as the win looks to be imminent. Stops the clock with 28.4 seconds to go. We're getting down to the end. Seconds to go. Gibbs should be able to get a few more plays in. It probably will not impact the overall result. After a strong second half by Hopkins. Gibbs led by 2 at halftime, but Hopkins came out swinging in the second half. Going to give it off to the left-hand side, and he's going to run along the right-hand side, try to make the score look a bit more respectable. And he will get into the end zone for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Gibbs.
15.6 seconds, though I think some of the Hopkins players have kind of stopped playing at this point. But Gibbs will go for 2. Try and make it a 12-point game. And it'll be a straight run up the middle, and they will get the 2 points. So it is now a 12-point game. Gibbs 30, Hopkins 42. But Hopkins had to get the ball back. It was a 12-point lead and 15.6 seconds. Imagine it'll be a run the clock out situation. The teams are lined up on the wrong side of the kickoff. Happened a few times today. But no harm, no foul. A very short kickoff. Going to be picked up around the 45, and not going to get much farther than that. I think he got to about the 47 before it was tackled. We're down to 7.6 seconds left, so I imagine Hopkins will be content to take a knee and get out of here with the championship. Still have to take one more snap.
First and 10, 46-yard line.
A free-for-all there in the backfield. Who's going to get that snap? But it's just a straight run and not much gain, but that will run the clock out. And Hopkins is your 2A champion. Final score: Gibbs 30 and Hopkins 42. We congratulate Hopkins on a successful season, and we thank everyone who has tuned in and supported them this year. And we hope that you tune in next year. And we thank everyone again for tuning in tonight and for all our games, and wish everyone a good evening.